The wait is finally over, and what we've all been waiting for is finally here. Matt Armstrong has finally dropped the video of the Bugatti Chiron rebuild he traveled to Miami for. In my last video, I told you everything about Matt Armstrong's mission of rebuilding this Bugatti Chiron. FX Alex G contacted Matt to rebuild the car for him, and Bugatti refusing to help him with parts. Before we move on, hit that subscribe button, like, and share. Now let's continue. Today, we're going deep into the anatomy of this rebuild. Initially, Matt Armstrong contacted Bugatti to request for parts for this rebuild. They refused immediately. They said, and I quote, "On that chassis number or vehicle, we will not supply any components through a Bugatti dealership."
On that chassis number of vehicle, they will not supply any component through a Bugatti dealership.
Without these parts, the Bugatti rebuild seems impossible. Matt checked the prices of these parts. They cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, even if Bugatti decided to sell parts to him, the cost of this rebuild would be way too much. Initially, this car was listed for auction after the crash, but FX Alex G, the real owner, bought it back. The initial price of this Bugatti before the crash was $6 million. Bugatti built just 60 of them, so it's very rare to find this car. The Bugatti CEO, Matt Armstrong, offered to help in this rebuild, but gave certain conditions. The car must return back to them, and they'll repair it for $1.7 million. FX Alex G refused, not because of the money, but because he wanted to be there to see the rebuild process. Bugatti then made a second offer of $700,000, trying to lure him to agree. Bugatti are desperate to take over the rebuild because they want to maintain their policy of no individual mechanic repairs our car. Bugatti's desperation was very obvious. They waited till Alex G bought this car back from auction before making the second offer. If they actually wanted to help, they would have purchased the car themselves from auction. So, if they eventually got hold of the car and start the rebuild, it takes up to 6 months to complete it, and that's also one of the reasons Alex G declined their offer. He then made a deal with Matt Armstrong to help with the rebuild. He's paying Matt for his services, so Matt doesn't have to worry about spending his own money, and he could document the whole process too. The rebuild has started already, so if Matt succeeds, he gets his full payment. If he doesn't, Alex still has his Bugatti to himself. Or better still, Matt could buy the car from Alex at a discounted rate. The Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport is one of Matt's dream cars. CV Customs in Miami is where the workshop for this rebuild is located. Matt brought his whole team for this rebuild. FX Alex G is also helping with this rebuild. Let's start with what makes this hypercar a Bugatti: the carbon fiber. When Matt started pulling this car apart, the first thing that became clear was just how obsessed Bugatti is with weight reduction. Every piece of this car is made from carbon fiber. Even the tiny pieces which most manufacturers would make from plastic or rubber, Bugatti made it from carbon fiber. But here's the problem. Every single one of these carbon fiber pieces is Bugatti specific. No cross-referencing, no aftermarket alternatives, no salvage yard finds. Now let's move to the front bumper assembly. The front bumper assembly is not just a bumper. It's an integrated carbon fiber structure that incorporates the bumper, the front wings, and aerodynamic channeling, all as one piece. Matt carefully removed the entire front-end assembly, knowing that repairing or replicating this will require serious fabrication skills. With the carbon skin removed, the real damage revealed itself. The front aluminum crash structure. Matt noticed something crucial. The entire front structure unbolts from the monocoque. Bugatti designed it to be replaceable. Now let's talk about cooling. Because when you have an 8-liter, quad-turbocharged W16 engine producing 1500 horsepower, keeping everything at the right temperature is critical. As Matt stripped away the front structure, he revealed the cooling system. And it's absolutely insane. 4 separate radiators just at the front, each with custom shapes to fit the aerodynamic packaging of the car. 1 for the engine, 1 for the air conditioning, 2 more for the turbochargers. Every single one was damaged, but radiators can be repaired. The bigger problem is the aluminum mounts that hold them in place. These mounts were cracked. They aren't universal parts. They're Bugatti-specific castings designed to position the radiators at exact angles for optimal airflow. So since Matt has the undamaged side as a reference, these mounts can be welded and reinforced. This process is time-consuming and expensive if compared to Bugatti's normal repair process. And here's where things get very interesting. Matt discovered that underneath all the Bugatti branding, many of the connections and fittings are actually from Volkswagen. The same engineering DNA that runs through Audis and Volkswagens is hiding under this hypercar's skin. This discovery is going to be crucial for sourcing replacement parts that Bugatti refused to sell separately. Now let's talk about headlights. Bugatti quoted $150,000 for a pair. Let that sink in. $150,000 for headlights. One of the headlights on this Chiron is actually in decent condition. The lens has a small crack, but the internals work perfectly. The LED modules fire up, the adaptive lighting functions, everything operates. Matt found a specialist in the Canary Islands who repairs composite headlight lenses. They can fix the crack, restore the clarity, and make it look factory fresh. The plastic housing has a small hole that can be plastic welded. The other headlight is worse. The lens is shattered. Some of the internal carbon fiber brackets have broken, but the core lighting elements still function. The plan? Buy one replacement headlight from a parts specialist who's listing a pair for $150,000. Still astronomical, but at least it's available. Use the best of the 3 headlights they'll have between the original 2 and the purchased one. Repair what can be repaired. It's not the Bugatti way, but it's the only way forward. Let's talk about one of Matt's biggest wins in this entire rebuild, the airbag system. When the Bugatti crashed, everything went off. Steering wheel airbag, both knee airbags, passenger airbag, and the seatbelt pre-tensioners, all designed to explode once and be thrown away. Bugatti's replaces everything. New wheel, new dash, new belts. Matt's answer is to follow the hidden codes. He split the steering wheel airbag into 2 pieces. The explosive charge had a code, 1053652. That exact part is the same with Aston Martin DB11. The leather cover was restitched by a specialist. Then the knee airbags. Bugatti prefix removed, reset, recoded, certified, retrimmed. So while Bugatti wanted a fortune, Matt is rebuilding a hypercar safety system using parts from a hatchback. And that's not cutting corners. That's beating the system. Everything I've told you so far was manageable. It is difficult, expensive, time-consuming, but manageable. The parts are being gathered, the specialists are being contacted, the fabrication work is being planned. And soon, that W16 engine will be sitting on a stand, exposing damage that everyone said made this car unrepairable. This is not a 6-day rebuild like Wayne the G-Wagon. This is going to be a long journey. But now, you know exactly what it takes, part by part, system by system, the complete anatomy of an impossible rebuild. And this is just the beginning.